let's get some music going, and let's get ready for stream. All right, so we'll get Too High to Die going by Apollo Music. Let me know if you're watching on YouTube or on Twitch. And if you're watching on YouTube, let me know if you're watching on the vertical or the horizontal stream. We're going to be playing some Skyflat today, Minecraft, on the Skyflat server. Botrix has joined the channel, so that's good. Means that we are definitely live. Alrighty. So we've got both streams working on YouTube. Let me know how the music is. Hopefully things are going smoothly. To Too High to Die by Apollo Music. All right. We'll have a lesson to, I think it's Mud Puddle next. All right. We've got vertical, we've got horizontal, we've got Twitch as well. So let's get some notifications going in a couple of places, and we'll see what we can do. All right, stream ping is the only role being pinged. Excellent. And the thumbnail has worked on both YouTube streams. That is fantastic to see. All right. Excellent. All right, let's get some notifications happening on a couple of Discord channels, some manual ones. And we'll see who ends up watching. All right. Music we're listening to at the moment is Mud Puddle by Apollo Music. Forgive my voice, I'm a little sick to get the COVID husp today. Hello Zora, just got back from work. Maybe you'll stop by. Awesome. Okay. Let's pop some notifications into a couple of channels on Discord, and then we'll get into the gameplay. Where's the promos channel gone? That one. Okay. And on this one. Alrighty. Hey Jess, nice. Yes, this is the Trial Chamber Village on the Skyflat server, the Skyflat SMP. So basically it's a village that is overlapped by a trial chamber. Alright, we're going to have a quick listen to a fine while we wait for any more people who are joining, but it looks like we've got a few people here, so that's good to see. Alright. Lovely to see you, AJS. And hi, Zora. Not many people watching on Twitch yet, or if anyone's watching on Twitch, they're not chatting, so that's fine. We've got a combined chat, so I'll see the chat from either of you, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube vertical or YouTube horizontal. Let me know if you're watching the horizontal or the vertical stream as well on YouTube. Also, let me know if the music's good and if the mic's good. I can see the mic is responding, so that's always good. The music looks like it's a little quiet, but hopefully okay. Alrighty. How's everyone's day going? I've gotten up early today. I was excited for stream, but I've had COVID for a few days, so I'm still recovering. Horizontal music and mic sound good. Thank you, AJS. Appreciate it. Alrighty. So this is the, if you're wondering, AJS, this is the server that I've spent most of my time on, other than in the series that you've seen. And it is basically like the Terrainless Superflat world, except this is what inspired the Terrainless Superflat data pack. It's got its own data pack, in fact, that makes the sand layer disappear. Alright. Enjoying the music, by the way? This is Fine by Apollo Music. This is one of the newer tracks. I've got 3 tracks to play in my intros now. This is the no solos version of a Fine. There's another one that has lots of noodling solos to make it a bit more exciting. So yeah, we've got 2 villages safely locked away in a village that has a trial chamber intersecting it, and we've removed most of the trial chamber stuff from the above ground level of the village. So we're just going to clean up one of the trial chamber chambers, and then we're going to look at putting in more ground level on the village, and villager proofing the village basically, so that they don't wander into the trial chamber part. And we've neutralized some of the trial chamber spawners, because although we could destroy them, it takes a lot of effort. It's easier to just encase them in obsidian, which is what I've done, or any block, but obsidian means that we're not going to accidentally mine it. You don't need to basically actively choose to mine the blocks out, and then things will start spawning again if we do that. So spent some time last night repairing my feather falling boots, my diamond ones, because I took a large fall when I was doing the screenshot for the thumbnail and almost destroyed my feather falling boots. But I survived the fall, which is the main thing. They served their purpose. Alright, coming up to the end of the track. Got a slime here to deal with, so I might jump into the gameplay on both sides and just make sure that that's showing up. And attack the slime back. Alright, let me know if the gameplay is coming through for you. Looks like it's coming through for me. In fact, no, it looks like it's frozen on the horizontal stream. So let me just fix that. Choose the right source. There we go. Being this is very similar to Superflat, we do have some Superflat problems like slimes. Alrighty. I think we're safe. Just leave you looking at the 500 there while I pause the music. Okay, slime, yes. Alright, now let's get back to the game. So we've got a couple of baby slimes here. Alright. So, I'll give you a bird's eye view of the village. You would have seen it from the thumbnail if you saw the thumbnail, but here is what it looked like. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff. This is spawn over here, which is also in a suspended village. There's a trial chamber intersecting a village. Now we've taken out the tops of these chambers, and we put in a sign to celebrate 500 subs over here. In fact, depending on how soon we get 3 more subscribers, we might have to update that to 550. We got 500 subs, and so that was the one of the celebrations for that. So these As I said, we encased the spawners in obsidian, which prevents them from being able to spawn anything. And we still have the vaults available, should we have enough keys. But I think we've actually, we've actually been to all of these, so they don't respond. But other people who have keys can come and use them if we set the claim settings to allow them to do so. So I wanted to clean up this chamber here, because although we've encased all of the spawners, it's still got a lot of blocks here, and I'd like to use some of these blocks in the redesign of the village. So we're going to start by chopping out some of these things. We're going to leave this one here. This is a ominous vault, which I don't have a key for at the moment. And we're going to try and clean things up here. But we're going to still leave it so that we can get down to the bottom of the trial chamber here. We're going to leave the bottom of the chamber. Or are we going to leave... No, we're going to leave the... entrance to the rest of the vault here, which I think was on this level. There we go. So the rest of the trial chamber. So we could, I guess, just take it across to the bottom chamber here. But I like that we've got stairs here already. So if we were to modify this staircase here and just put some gates and things in so that villagers can't get through. We've got a whole bunch of blocks here that we can use for redesigning things. So I'm going to get onto that, but we're also going to look at what we can plan for the village itself. So obviously want to try and get as much space here as we can that's usable for the villagers. We've got one villager locked in here, and we brought a villager over from the next village and locked them in another house over here. So we're going to obviously put floors underneath, well, put structure underneath all of the houses, and put some paths, make some paths and make some actual definition of the village grounds. So just go into free cam mode and have another look there while I'm not flying, so I can have a bit of a more in-depth look. So yeah, the trial chamber intersected the village, and I actually had to dig out the church there. That was actually inside one of the chambers. And these houses were also, well, this house was also inside one of the chambers. So we've taken the top of the chamber off. This is a stonemason, if I remember correctly. We've still got to clean those couple of bricks up there. And I think what we could do is we can continue with the tough bricks here and make it all filled in, and then fill in underneath this house, and probably put a border in so that we don't wander around the back of the church. Maybe we could make a bit of a graveyard looking thing here, and maybe have a trapdoor that goes down to get to the vaults, something like that. And obviously we can clean up the blocks that we're not using. So I did go down one block below the surface level here. I think I might do that over here as well, just to make it obvious that it's a separate section. And this one here will go down one block as well, and we'll just sort of section things off, because we've got a trial chamber right underneath this house. So a bit of a strange basement. Alright, and that's fine. I pick a white panel. Alright, so let's get into it. Okay. Oh, we went two there instead of one. We do have a shulker box we could be carrying to put this stuff in. Oh yeah, while I was on the mob farm, I found some fun things and decided to make them more, what's the word I'm looking for? More interesting. So I found a couple of pairs of leather boots with feather falling, and so I combined them and made the ultimate pair of leather emergency landing boots. Protection 4, feather falling 4, and Death Strider 2. Obviously, I don't intend on wearing those very often. I think mending would be a nice one to throw in there as well. But my main boots are Protection 4, feather falling 4 as well. So there's that. I'm just going to grab some of these tough bricks from here. Let's go around, and we'll return these to the big chest that we're putting all of the parts in. It's going to fill up to a stack very quickly. We need some more space. All right, getting to sunset rather than daylight. So I think we'll continue the theme of the tough bricks for the floor. Now we do have a data pack that prevents slimes, prevents not just slimes, prevents all hostile mobs from spawning directly on top of trial chambers when they're still solid. So we probably need to have a look at the trial chamber boundary and see if we can fix that up with maybe putting some blocks down later on. But basically what happens is that the tough bricks that are at the top of the trial chamber, hostile mobs won't spawn on them by default. Now we do have sand on top of here from the early world generation, so hostile mobs will spawn on the sand. So if we get rid of that sand layer, we're basically spawn proofing these sections here. So let's do that. We haven't finished getting rid of all the sand yet. The other thing the data pack does is it makes the falling sand disappear so that we get less lag on the server. With people exploring new chunks, what will happen is there'll be a layer of sand, and as soon as it gets a block update, it'll start falling, which of course causes a bit of a problem with performance when there's lots of them being loaded at once. So to fix that, the fantastic Soap, one of my patrons and a long-term player, helped with a data pack. So very happy that that has worked, and I've been maintaining the data pack once Soap created it. So we have a ongoing data pack with compatibility for 1.21.11. So this server is able to be joined with a vanilla Minecraft client, but it is 1.21.11. It's only recently been upgraded because I've been waiting on the server side mods. We have a claim mod, and we have basically some admin maintenance mods. Alright, so we've got a few more copper blocks there. A few more tough blocks. Well, one more tough block. And I saw we left behind a copper block as well. So pop this in the tough overflow chest, because that's the first tough chest. And that's the tough overflow chest. We do have some tough bricks that are not full stacks there, so let's grab one of those. And we've got some chiseled tough bricks that are not full slabs, and some tough stairs. There's stone stairs. Let's get those out of there. Snuck in. We've got some chiseled tough as well. Let's put the stone stairs. Let's put the stone stairs in the stone chest over here. Well, the stone barrel. We've got a little lava generator over here, which we use to make the obsidian to encase things in. A little pumpkin farm, little sugarcane farm, and a bunch of trader llamas. Alright. Let's go get that copper before it despawns. Now I was thinking of changing, the reason I was carrying these copper bulbs, so I was thinking of changing up the sign so that we can actually update it. So if we use 13 copper bulbs on that sign, we can just put buttons on the back and we can update it to show the current subscriber count. Thought that might be fun. I was trying to decide whether it should be weathered or waxed copper, waxed shiny copper. I like the weathered look, so we might stick with the weathered ones. That will mean that it's harder to see them from a distance. Well, unless it's, what am I trying to say? Not a distance. It's harder to see them. Yeah, harder to see them from a distance, but the light will make a difference. Hard to say what I'm trying to say. I've still got COVID brain. Alright, we've got a water bucket here. Let's grab that. And there we go. So we've gone down one. I think we'll do... So we went down one and then we did a little border inside that and the other one. So let's do the same thing here. That will take us down to 2 and 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 yeah, that lets us go down here very well. And then we could put a little border over there and take out the rest of the chamber. Alright, should probably grab a shulker box. And we got no room for more wax copper. Alright, let's take the bow out. Also, I got a copper helmet with ridiculous enchantments as well from combining things at the mob farm. So I got Prot 3, Respiration 3, Accurate Affinity, and Unbreaking 2. So I've just been basically grabbing copper armor as it comes through from the mob farm. I haven't bothered to make any. And it's been quite fun to see. Random enchantments coming through on it. Alright. So, shulker boxes. Where are the shulker boxes? I think they're in the... No, they're on the wall. Maybe not. Maybe I gave up on the shulker boxes. I think I did. Ah, Blaze Terracotta, let's put that in here. Okay, so we've got packed ice from the trial chambers as well. So we've had the trial chambers that have the, what are they called? The strays in them. Let's see. We do have a shulker box here. I thought I had more shulker boxes. Maybe I just left them up here. So that was one for all of the sand and snowballs. Alright, let's grab... more of the snowballs. The snowballs, if you're wondering where they came from, they also came from the trial chambers. And we got some copper boots there as well. Just because... Alright, so yeah, I think we'll have a shulker box full of sand. And we do have a duper at the end that we use for duping blocks like sand and gravel that we can't easily obtain. Or we can obtain them, but we can't easily obtain them in bulk. Sand we can, just because of the world generation, but normally in a super flat and similar sorts of worlds we wouldn't be able to. And Skyflat being a variant of super flat. Alright, so we made a snow golem and we're mining snow from underneath the snow golem. And we had it in here, but random mobs are spawning and I think skeletons got them, so they were safe there other than that. We've got a mangrove tree and we've got a big spruce tree, which I put there for Christmas. Trial chambers have some random blocks and things in them. They sure do. So, also allowed me to get a bucket of powdered snow from the trial chambers, which you can't otherwise get in... where'd it go? Is it in... Might be in one of the chests at spawn. Oh, there might be a shulker box at spawn as well. But yeah, I got a bucket of powder snow from the trial chamber, just because I could. Alright, so we're going to go one layer further down. We've got a couple of spare slots now. We're going to start building a little wall around that section. So yeah, just here we're going to build a wall, section it off, so we can get into the trial chamber proper, but we can take out basically the rest of this section here. And we'll put something in to stop the villagers from getting through here as well. Now, one of these is Silk Touch, that one. And this one's Efficiency 5, and this one's just Efficiency. I'm not sure why I got the extra Efficiency one. Might have been a spare. Alright, now you've got the vault on here, so we might put a little separate wall around that one. And yeah, we just make a little wall that goes along here. Maybe we'll make it a similar style to the one that's already there. We'll put the couple of blocks in. I like it. We'll go with that. I still put a wall. I still put a door in here or something so I can get it and look at this remnant. But for the moment, I think we'll just fill it in. There we go. It's getting dark again, so we might sleep again in a moment. Grab that stray block so it doesn't despawn. And we might open that up for the moment just so we can get through. All right. So we'll see if anyone joins. Zora might be joining us later. Sam was on last night while I was prepping, but Sam has very different hours to me, so sometimes I'll see Sam in the middle of the night when I'm on the server, but otherwise we tend not to cross paths during stream. But anybody who is a player on the server is welcome to join in while I'm on stream, as long as they follow the streaming rules, the while on stream rules, which are of course available in my Discord. Okay, so if you would like to play on this server, then it's a simple process of joining my Discord and applying to be a trusted player. Once I actually get to the point of having YouTube partner activated, I'll make it so that all you need to do is join the Discord and add the scholar role to yourself, which you can do through roles in the Discord pretty easily with reaction pings. But after that time, after I get the I gotta concentrate. After I get the YouTube partner, then all you need to do is have that role. But until that time, there's a trusted player process, and you just apply to be a trusted player. And if the player community agrees that you're a good fit, then you get the trusted player role. It's not instant. It does take up to a couple of weeks sometimes. We got a spider over there, random spider. Okay. So we're going down one. We've done that already, so that's good. We'll just fill in a bit more of that. Lots of copper blocks. Chisel copper. I was thinking I might try replacing some of the houses with copper. I had a whole villager did that within Superflat before trial chambers were even a thing, and that was a lot of slog because we didn't actually have access to copper blocks or copper ore, so we had to actually make overpowered drown farms to get the amount of copper that we needed to make any buildings out of copper. So that was fun. So I'm thinking I might try recreating some of these buildings as copper variants, basically. That spruce planks there, let's get rid of those. We've got a bunch of arrows as well. I might put some of those in the... Well, we don't have room in the ender chest. I might put them somewhere else then. Maybe make an arrow chest. think we will do that. We'll make an arrow chest. Seem to be short on space. We'll obviously need to rethink this house because it's turning into a bit of a chest monster. That is fine. We'll fix that when we get a chance. Okay, let's see. I think we might just have a random arrow chest next to something else here. I don't like to throw anything out, but at the same time, I'm not quite sure what I'll need. A chest full of arrows or a double chest full of arrows. We've got a lot of those from the monster mob farm. The monster spawner. Not a monster spawner, just a mob farm at spawn. No words are getting mixed up. Okay, so let's just put the arrow chest here. That'll do for now. That gives us more room for stuff in the chest that's copper and trial chamber loot. Alright, the pointed dripstone is not trial chamber loot either, but we'll leave it for now. And the golden hoe is used for adjusting claims, if you're wondering. Alright, now the arrow of slowness was from trial chamber. But that was from killing the strays. We've got lots of arrows of slowness. It's slowness 2 as well, I think. Don't have any of those left though. We'll get one stack of arrows on us in case we need to actually use a bow at all. And we've got a couple of random bows from the mob farm, so we'll just craft those together. Put them out of the way. So we've got a bit of an overpowered bow as well from the mob farm. I'll show you the mob farm. We're going to build something similar. Well, actually, we'll go for a more traditional mob farm over here, I think. We're going to build something similar. Put a little mob farm here so that we can do a bit of mob farming if we need to get XP without going over to spawn. Even though spawn's pretty close, there's a nether portal that goes to the roof just over there, and then that's spawn over there. Also, it's very quick electrical that away. And of course it's raining now. And we have no space for the unpolished copper, or for the unweathered copper. Gotta stop jumping like that. Feather falling's good, but it will damage the boots. Alright, got no room for that one at the moment. Couldn't glide up. Worth a try. Okay. Get something on the way out. Nice. Nice landing. Okay, so lovely rain, lovely weather for mining. Mining out a trial chamber. That gives us a bit more room for trial chamber loot blocks anyway, so let's just check what's not got. There we go, that one's okay, and polished tough slabs. So For chisel tough. Polished tough slabs, we got one off there. Okay. Blackstone bricks snuck in there. Alright, put those in with the other cracked stone bricks over here. And Happy Ghast is just happy ghasting around. We used to happy ghast early in the piece when we didn't have access to Elytra. But they're very slow, so not the most fun way to explore. Now we were going to put 3 more of those bricks here, but we forgot and put them away. So we'll just grab 3 more here. So I think what we might do is have a little alcove that comes off from the path here and has a door that can't be opened by villagers. And then goes down into the trial chamber. Go and pick those up in a moment. Alrighty. And we'll fill in this little section here. Actually, we'll wait until we're done down the bottom. And fill that section in with tough bricks later on. It is night time again, so I should probably go to sleep before random mobs turn up. And of course we fall and hurt ourselves on the very last bit. So yeah, I think we clean up this entire section here. And just leave the little entrance to the rest of the trial chamber. So we can still use the rest of the trial chamber. So the next village along doesn't have a trial chamber, which is nice. Must be nice to not have a trial chamber in your village. I deliberately chose this village because it was interesting though. Alrighty. So more tough over here. Polish tough, chisel tough bricks, tough bricks. Okay, so something filled up. We're still waiting on polished tough slabs, but everything apart from the chisel tough and the polished tough slabs is filled in. So apart from 1 stack of tough bricks I saw, there we go. So we've got polished tough slab and chisel tough. We'll put those. In fact, to neaten things up, we'll replace that with things that are already in stacks. There we go. Move things around a bit. We'll put these last ones down here, and we'll just try and put stacks in above. Or if these become stacks, we'll just move them up. There we go. That gives us 4 slots to pick things up with. Perfect. Need to get some more golden carrots soon. So that's the other reason for repopulating the village. We want to actually have a bit of a villager trading hall situation. But I'm going to try and make it a semi-free ranging trading hall. We'll see. See how that goes. What I intend, intentions in the way things actually go in Minecraft, as you probably would be aware, are not always the same thing. And free ranging villages do get annoying. So does falling off things. Alright, more copper blocks. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we can do with the village with the new blocks. Because what I was doing for the blocks that there wasn't a copper equivalent for back in the day, I was replacing them with acacia, which only goes so far. Because you kind of have a weird look to things that isn't quite right when they're substituting rather than actual materials. Or substitutes rather than actual materials. Oh, I keep forgetting to glide when I walk off at ledges. Well, that worked. There's the way up there I left myself. Okay. I just cut out my way up there. Check if anything's fallen in the hopper. Nope. Okay. So yeah, there are a lot of blocks available in the trial chambers. It does make for some interesting design choices. I can't quite reach that one. Yeah, let's go up. There we go. Don't have any room for copper bulbs at the moment. We can mine up here though. There we go. And we don't have room for the chiseled tough blocks. Okay. Maybe they can go in the hopper. Come back for in a moment. The other design choice would be we could go for chiseled tough for the village. That would be a bit samey if we're also using it for the ground, which I was thinking of doing. Right, we took out that bit, so that's cleaned. We'll just put these in there for now, we'll pick them up in a sec. Pretty tough. We got the copper blocks. And we'll come back for those ones since there's less of those than everything else. Alright, that doesn't take them very long. So yeah, we'll replace that one with a copper one, even though we won't see it. Just the principle of it. There's a go for some consistency along here. Yeah. Need one more, but that'll do for now. It looks like we've not got room to pick any more up because it has picked up the bricks. Alright. That is fine. So we've got the one here we can put in. We'll leave those two directions open for the moment until we're finished. I think once we finish this bit, it'll be pretty quick to clean up. Oh, we've got some just there. Let's clean that up then. Pop that missing block in. There we go. Okay, so it looks like these should really be copper to match this side. We don't have those blocks at the moment, but we could take some. Oh, there's a question. Do we go fancy floor or do we... I think we match the pattern. So make it tiles. I know, we actually want that to be stairs, don't we? That was a deliberate choice. Okay. Might even come out... Actually, we'll match the wall behind that. That's all we'll do. Alright, excuse me, I've got a cough. I'll just mute for a sec. As I said, still getting over COVID. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just quickly go put these away. We'll come back to that random brick. Go down the bottom. Ah. Copper away as well. There we go. Pick up the random brick and the other couple that were in the bottom, and then we'll sleep. Get the daylight back. Alrighty. So yeah, I think I will switch the copper bulbs out. Switch the numbers out for copper bulbs on that 500 sign. We might do that. We've got 31 wax copper bulbs, 10 wax exposed ones, and 3 waxed oxidized, and 7 waxed weathered. So basically we've got enough waxed ones, almost enough waxed ones. So they're going to have to make 500, but if we're to make it into the equivalent of 7 segment displays, where there'd be 13 individual pixel displays. If we put some buttons on the other side, we could switch those up. I'm not good enough at Redstone to make a counter, but it would be funny to make a counter and actually go in and click the button every time we get a new subscriber. All right. Might be a good project for until we get to 1,000 subs. All right, tough bricks. Chisel tough bricks. Chisel tough. Why would you do that to me? There we go. Okay, I think that's everything. Chisel tough, just push tough. Yep, okay. Now the one that's the least common in this type of scenario is the tough bricks. Sorry, the tough blocks themselves. So they only appear in barrels rather than in structures in the trial chamber, rather than in whole rooms of the trial chamber. So that's interesting. All right. All right, we're going to do 2 of those and 3 of those. Sorry, I'm having a bit more trouble. Give me a sec. All right, I may have to go and get a hot drink in a little bit if this keeps up. Just having a lot of trouble continuing to breathe while looking at the screen, which wasn't the issue before. Nothing too major, just regular COVID stuff. Just COVID stuff. Okay. I think there's only 2 of them. So I think we are good to go. We head back up the stairs. Let's take these pills out. Alright, we're not going to use the approach from that direction anymore, so we'll take all those blocks out. thinking how best to do this. Just to get back up with the stairs over there, so all this can come out, I guess. We do need room for the trapdoors when we get to that point, though, so I'll just take these ones out. Okay, we nearly cleared the bottom, so take this lot up. COVID is the worst. Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. I've got 4 slots there. Let's get rid of the rotten flesh. The rest in there, so that we got it when we go back to spawn, because we got a cleric at spawn that we can sell to. We'll put the eggs in there as well, apart from this one, which we'll just throw. We got a little more space. No chicken for that one. Okay, cool. Well, that gives us 5 slots in the inventory. A bit more room to pick things up. Might go down and pick up the rest of the sand quickly. Have a break from mining up tri chamber and get some sand, although that bit there is basically done. I reckon we'll just clean up the basics of the tri chamber first, then we'll go get some sand. Bit of variety, why not? Alright, we'll take out this platform. We're basically done here, except we could probably take out more of the walls and floor. We want to make it 1 layer thick throughout. I think pretty much done. Cool, nothing we couldn't pick up in that round. That's pretty much done. We'll come back for the slabs. We don't have space for them. So we're 1 layer thick here. So we could go 1 layer thick all the way around as well. And then just fly out. We might do that. So over there, a little bit sticks out where the hopper is. We might just even that up. We might even take it all the way down to the floor level later. the moment we're just sort of even up. So you can see we still get mobs spawning on the sand here. We get rid of that sand, they'll stop spawning, and that'll make things a bit safer as well. Almost fully oxidized as well, so it might be nice just to get a point where all of that is fully oxidized, and maybe do a replay of deoxidizing it, and then turn it, then play it backwards with no player, and we'll get a fast time lapse of it oxidizing, which would be pretty cool. So I've still got to do my 500 subscriber special. We're almost at 550, so. By the way, anyone who's new here, who's watching and just lurking, feel free to subscribe if you're on YouTube. Feel free to follow if you're on Twitch, if you haven't done so already. I'll put these away. Now, one thing we're going to need if we're working with copper is lots of beeswax. Now, we've got some bees at spawn, but I was going to leave that as a public bee farm. What I might do is bring one hive over. We'll try and grow some bees. And by grow some bees, of course, I mean grow a tree that has, grow a sapling into a tree that has bees. Alright, I think we'll just even that up to match the rest of the design. So we don't have a little bit sticking out at the bottom. Oh, where are our rockets? There they are. This is why I kept the electron while we're doing this, for safety. Oh, and this is why we're not good at landing. Okay, let's try going in through this hole. Not quite. Those of you who know me and have played with me before will probably remember I am not the best at electroflight, so I'm just going to try. Good enough. Okay. I think we can afford to lose up to 3 tough bricks. I'm not too fussed about losing these. There we go. It looks a little better from the outside. It's a bit of luck. Okay. And yeah, we probably will clean up down to the bottom layer here. Because there's a lot of copper down here. One stair, a bunch of copper. Let's go with the bunch of copper. Hi, Jack Door, good to see you. Welcome. I think you're in on Twitch today, but always good to have you. Let me just have a quick look at Twitch. Yep, Twitch is going. I think we've just had an ad break. For some reason, Twitch keeps saying we're playing Terraria, even though I updated it before stream to say Minecraft. I'm not sure if that's an OBS issue or a Twitch issue. If there's something in OBS that keeps telling it it's Terraria, or if it's just Twitch defaulting to Terraria. But it is in fact a Minecraft stream. I'll fix that on the VOD later on. I've found that if I try and fix it during stream, weird things happen. I'm interested to see if anything does actually spawn in here. Might have to put a platform underneath and catch all of the tough bricks and just take out most of the chamber. So basically take out the whole chamber apart from maybe leaving some catwalks to get to the vaults. It says Minecraft? Okay, cool. Must be just a visual thing on my side then. On the browser on Chrome, sorry, on Edge, keeps saying that it's Terraria. Let me try refreshing. Oh, it's also not showing the stream, so that could have a lot to do with it. No, it still says Terraria for some reason. It's very odd. Well, it doesn't say Terraria, but it shows a Terraria. Preview. All right. Well, as long as it's saying Minecraft on the category when it's streaming, that's the main thing. Did it show my streak? Yes, 25 stream streak. Excellent, well done. I'm impressed. I think that's the most dedication I've seen to anyone turning up to my streams ever, so thank you for that, really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know why notifications don't come up, even though I've tried multiple times to set up notifications coming up on the OBS. But yeah, 25 streams, great. Yeah, I forgot to mention your 20 stream streak while you were on stream, but I did appreciate that one as well. So thank you for being a regular and dedicated viewer. It's really appreciated. Gotta keep those Twitch hours up somehow, Twitch engagement. Alright, let's grab the things we've only got a couple of. Like those ones. And these ones. Alright. Let's see, we've got 10 of those, so we'll grab those instead. Take our spoils back. What have we got? 3 off here. 7 off. Let's swap that out for something we've got more of. Take the more stuff back first. More of everything. Okay. So basically just got to take out the rest of that platform and the ridgy bits on the walls and go in one bit on the wall here. Just have the stairs coming down. Maybe I'll actually switch it out for a staircase. Proper staircase down the track. But that's pretty much cleared out that trial chamber in the first roughly hour of stream. Yeah, just over an hour. Hour and a quarter, we've cleared out the bottom of that trial chamber. And I think it's time to actually start on the village side of things. Once we've got that last bit of sand off the tops of the trial chambers. Okay, that's all the copper. Now the tough. Anything else I missed? No. Okay. All right, just 1 second. Had to mute again before I coughed into the mic. All right. Yeah, I think we'll take these out. And the vaults can just sit on the wall. hello. We've got a dispenser in there. Find the vault. Oh, that's sneaky. You can understand how the trial chambers work a little better from doing this as well. Let's put 3 away. What can we put away here? Copper slabs. Cut copper slabs. Weakness. Splash pressure weakness. Hey, that'll be good for curing villages. Nice. Alright, so the oak button is the minimum thing we've got. So we'll put 7 there. We'll put 10 there. 12. Okay. Right. Okay, we'll take this lot back. Now the question is, I think we do go with this option of taking this out the wall. That means we've got one more bulb here to pick up. Couple more bulbs, in fact. All the way up to the staircase. Okay, we seem to have a full inventory at this point. So, still got to take out the rest of these walls, but that'll do for now. Of course, that's still sitting there because we had a full inventory by the time we went past it. Okay. Alright, yeah, we'll leave them floating and we'll just dig up the wall around it. Find it. We'll come down from above for the rest. All right. And at this point, the topmost copper one becomes part of the stairs, so leave that one. Then we'll take out all of these. And I think we will actually replace these with stairs. Oops. Put that one back. Alright. So what's that? More cut copper slabs. Yeah, we'll come back and replace with stairs in a little bit, or we'll clean it up completely. Not sure which. So 2 stacks of bricks. More than 1 stack of copper blocks. Alright. That looks like the best arrangement. We'll come back to the random other bits, but I've just noticed we've got things on the floor there still, so we'll just go grab those. Ah. She's all tough. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. It's the most efficient way of bringing things back, I think. Alright, time to go get some sand after this run. The sand will be pretty efficient to pick up and then drop off. Oops, that's the wrong place for that. Alright, sleep. Go pick up the sand. Okay, so that should stop things from spawning on this particular trial chamber roof. Just got to get up to the other one up there and down to the bottom one down here. Whatever else is showing up on the map. So, oh, we got a skeleton with full copper armor. Skeleton with full copper armor who is now on fire. Didn't drop any copper armor. That's kind of boring. Well, we'll go down and get some of this then. Ah, so there's an issue. Didn't think of. They can spawn down there. So we might need to... Oh, we've got one rocket left. We might need to put some slabs on that section just to stop them from spawning in there. Or if we get rid of the sand, maybe they'll stop spawning. So we need some more rockets before we go anywhere. We don't have spare rockets here, but we do have plenty of sugarcane. So we'll make some more rockets. We'll make some more paper at least, which we can then make rockets with. We have gunpowder. It appears we do not. We have mending though. Let's put mending on something. Make a bit more room. Maybe we'll put on our diamond boots. Only 5? We probably want to have unbreaking on there as well then. We'll put mending on. No, they're in good nick at the moment. What have we got that does need fixing? Helmet, although we need a better helmet. Fire protection on those ones. Regular copper boots. Put mending on. Actually, let's put mending on our ridiculous leather boots. Why not? We'll put those in one of the. We'll put them in here. Boots of ridiculousness. Ah, gunpowder. Perfect. There we go. There should be enough rockets for a little while. We'll put gunpowder in here just so we've got spare when we need it. I think that helmet needs mending as well. Just the silliness of it. Okay. Where else have we got sand that's visible? Here, let's do this one. Alright, should reduce the amount of total mobs nearby. If I happen to stay up past dark. Some more down there. How much room have we got left in the inventory? We're in for a couple more stacks. We'll start with the small one. Ouch. Didn't really glide down there. Alright. Nearly done on the sand. Leaves one little section with sand, which I think is where all the mobs were hiding out. So, let's see if they're still there. One mob. And he's dropped some enchanted pants. Do we want the enchanted pants? Oh, they're not enchanted. Ah, cool, copper leggings there. But we don't actually have room for much sand, so... One more. Okay. If we got time, we'll come back for this. Looks like there might have been some deep slate there that someone's come and collected before I get a chance to claim in the area, so that people wouldn't take the resources. The only place to get deep slate on this type of world is trial chambers, similar to a super flat world in that respect. One of the many similarities I had to super flat worlds. The main difference, of course, being that there is no grass and bedrock layer. No grass, dirt, and bedrock. We skipped all of that part. Okay, so we have a completely full shulker of sand now. So, let's put the rest of the sand in that one. And a quick sleep. And go pick up the stuff that we've left behind. Alrighty. We'll get on to the villager part in a moment. Just cleaning up the rest of this sand. We use a shovel. Did lose at least one sand there by the look of it. It happens. Okay. Ouch. This should prevent this becoming a little mob farm. Nearly full inventory. I think we might drop the stack of bones and the rotten flesh. That's all very replaceable. Sand's pretty replaceable too, but not as replaceable in this world. And we're out of space again. We'll get rid of that stack of rotten flesh. We'll come back down for the last couple of bits and pieces, and there's one more bit of sand up there. Alright. That's the sand cleanup done. We didn't get quite enough momentum to get back up, but we tried. Right, hopefully got enough room for the remaining sand and a couple of things that dropped. Let's go back down and have a look. So that looks like that section there is the last remaining large section of sand, and the rest is all scraps. Okay, a little bit of sand falling there. There's an interesting little gap that we didn't quite cross. Do it again. Thought we could glide across, but not quite. Ouch. Just here? Yeah, there's one here and there's one over there. Okay, let's have a look at the map and just double check. There's a section just in front of that house, and a section next to this house, and that's all the sand gone. See all the mobs inside the trial chamber. All right. Couldn't quite get the glide we needed. All right. little bit more sand down there. Now, is this original surface? I don't think it is, so we might want to put the original surface back there. Hard to tell. Guess we need to look inside and see what the structure is on the inside. That seems to be it for the excess sand, so yay. We somehow managed to break the one piece of farmland that we come up on. Oh well, we'll grab a hoe and fix that in a sec. Alright. I'll put some excess sand in here. So we've got a shulker box full of sand now. We'll just see if those things we left behind on that roof are still there. Isn't this roof? Which one was it again? This one. It looks like they're gone. That's okay. They weren't that important. So we left them behind. Alright. Let's get on to building some village. Get those last couple of blocks that we left behind in the trial chamber. We're here. And we'll neaten up this little section here and turn it into a proper entrance to the trial chamber. Oh yeah, we're going to take out this bit, but we'll do that later. Oh no, we'll take out the platform. It won't take long. Let's switch to the silk touch pickaxe just for the efficiency and the durability. Leave the red terracotta there. Actually, no, we'll be able to tell it's a. We'll be able to tell it's a ominous vault easily enough. Yeah, we're going to couple more to clean up there. And we'll just check the thickness of the wall on the side, but I think that's pretty much it. Just throw everything in here for now. Come back and sort it when we feel like it. Didn't quite get all of that. Close though. We'll glide down this time. Nice. Okay, I think that's going to be one block thick at that point. Oh, didn't glide. Ouch, that kind of hurt. Sounded like it hurt too, with the thunk on the vault there. Okay, 64, 64, we'll grab those ones. 32 and 36, we'll grab those ones. And I think, apart from cleaning up under here, we're pretty much done, so... Let's go have a look at the side and just check how thick that wall is. Oops. Yep, one block thick there, so that's all good. We have some outside blocks we can clean up later, but that'll do for now. Looking like we've pretty much cleaned it up. All right. So, I think we might have to start making some things into slabs and slabbing out the space in between. I still don't trust things not to spawn quite in this area. Let's see. can just lose the seeds, I think. Yeah, so we still need to take out a couple of things here. I think we'll try and make it a consistent pattern from the outside. We'll make it a row of copper and a row of bricks, and then chisel tough, or smooth tough, polished tough, whatever it is, on the outside there. There's the consistency. And any of those, so we'll fill that in later. All right. Well, we're coming up to the 2-hour mark, and I am feeling a bit sick. I would sometimes go for 3 hours, but I think today I might wrap it up at the 3-hour mark. We'll do some more stuff with the village later on. So I am feeling like if I continue, I might have another coughing fit or something, and I don't really want to do that. So we'll wrap things up shortly, in about 5-10 minutes. I'll just do a quick bit more cleanup here. We do need to get some mending happening on our gear. Our pickaxes are looking a little on the unfortunate side. So I got a fortune one there as well, which you might add to the efficiency one. Grab these items because there's most of them. There's one tough brick there, cool. Alright, that fills that in. Grab those. Alright, that's enough clean up in there. I think either between streams or next stream, next Skyflat stream, we'll look at expanding the walkable area of the village. Everything's in between the paths and stuff. And making it actually repopulated with villagers. It's the next part of that step as well. Okay. And yeah, I think we will. I'll work on a redstone contraption that turns this into an actual counter. Hey, it's finally all oxidized. Nice. Let's get a screenshot of that for finishing up. So if we, there we go, and if we do one of these, will you look at that? That's a nice sight. Alright, I'm going to get a screenshot of that, which we'll save for later on. And then I'll turn that into a redstone counter, I think. I'll figure out how to do that with copper bulbs. Alright, on that note, we are just getting close to the 2-hour mark, so I'll start the outro and the outro music, and I will see you in the next stream or video. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you being here. Music we'll be playing is Cobblestone Generator by Apollo Music. And this has been a Skyflat stream. And I'm Takehead Fred. I do this once every couple of weeks. At the moment, it's once a fortnight, or every other week, if you like, on Skyflat. And in between, I'm working on the Ethereal Airships 2 mod pack. And in fact, hopefully next week, maybe we'll be ready for starting a new version of the Ethereal Airships server with the mod pack. We'll see how things go between now and then. Got a bit of tweaking to do with the mod pack, but I've got all the structure generation the way I want it. It's really just the ships and whether or not I do some quests for that particular pack. That's the question now. So I'll say thank you to my patrons, Fantastic Soap, Oni Arrow, and Catsmith. Thank you for continuing to be patrons. Thank you, Unchecked Door, for your 25 stream streak on Twitch. That's lovely to see. Thank you for continuing to be an ongoing supporter of the channel and watching whenever you can. I appreciate it. And thank you to everybody who's been here for being part of the stream today. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't already done so, feel free to subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to follow if you haven't already done so. Or if you're feeling rich, feel free to subscribe. Yeah, other than that, you can throw some bits my way or something like that. And if I can get the monetization on YouTube, feel free to tip or throw a donation there as well when that time comes. Other than that, as you can hear, I'm getting a little bit sicker. So I'm going to wrap things up once the music finishes. I do have some edited content to get into. I've got the finale of the Inheritance Hardcore to finish editing, and the last couple of videos for the Eliminate Survival. Obviously, if you've watched the other videos, you'll know how that ends, but if you haven't, then I won't give you any spoilers. I have a few more videos to go in that series, and I've got a bunch of other content I want to get onto as well. And starting next month, I will be joining the Oatmeal SMP for Season 3, along with Aegis. So thank you for the invitation to Aegis and Mermaid Brigade to that server. And I'll be on that server with Unchecked Doors, so that'll be fun. Looking forward to it. Not sure when the content will start coming out from that, but the server itself will start next month. Alright, I've got a little bit of a gap in the music here. I'm going to let it go through just so we're definitely over the 2-hour mark. And I'll wrap things up at the end of the music. There is a little gap here, but we'll pick up again in a moment. Alright, I also have a bunch of projects I've been meaning to work on. The Vintage Skyflat, 100 Days to Rabbits, and the Cold Start. There are a couple of things I wanted to look at. And also the Hybrid Pirates mod pack also I've done as well. It's been a bit of a stall on that one, but there's going to be some development on the sales side of things. And Ethereal Airships 2 will be coming out soon as well. So hopefully all that will keep you interested. And I will hopefully have some time to do some editing if I'm not sick and manage to focus for long enough. Thank you once again. Bye for now. That's the music done. Thanks again for watching. Bye.